Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. And we are back to promoting crowdfunded comics. And tonight is going to be kind of fun. We need you to strap in, fill your cups, because we're going to have a couple of boobs on here talking about a brand new comic book and its titular hero, the Blue Bombshell. And with us tonight, we have the Blue Bombshell's creator, Clint Hilinski. Clint, how are you doing, my man?
What's up? Doing well. Good to be here, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
I was running out of puns, so.
Oh no, that was there's an ample bounty of stuff you can use with the Blue Bombshell. So
there is. So I just thought we just bust loose with it, and
exactly.
So Eric McIntyre in the chat, welcome to the show. He says he loves that shirt you've got on. That it's a classic.
You can't go wrong with Superman.
You can't go wrong sporting the big red S.
As many people try to wreck it as possible, Superman's still the best.
Well, they've come after the people wearing the Punisher shirts. I figure it's like, we got a good 2.5 years before people come after the people wearing Superman shirts.
I couldn't care less about any of the people coming after anything.
As long as they don't try to rip it off of me while I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Hate on it as much as you want, but
I see the day in the not too distant future where the fake anger mobs on Twitter just really, their voices don't carry anymore. I think people are finally realizing the echo chamber that Twitter is. There was just this, I think, generation coming up that thought Twitter was so cool when it first showed up, and they thought it was so important. And I think people are just realizing Twitter's kind of a joke, and it's mostly full of howling lunatics.
Yeah, and eventually they're going to figure out that nothing really gets done with a hashtag. I mean, remember that, Find Our Girls hashtag that was out when Boko Haram did that whole, they kidnapped a bunch of girls in.
Yeah, I remember the kidnapping. Yeah.
They never got them back.
Oh, they never did?
Not that I'm aware of. I couldn't find anything about it, but, the hashtag just kind of faded away.
Yeah, I remember Michelle Obama was jumped on that and was part of the thing, and I guess I don't remember anything that happened with it. So
that's because nothing did happen with it. It just kind of went away.
Well, that's sad.
They moved on to smaller targets, smaller than something of a global catastrophe, and
unfortunate.
But one of the things that is under attack right now is the very important thing, I believe, and that's comic book boobies.
Well, it's been under attack for a long time, and a lot of publishers just got scared and just strayed away from it. I mean, I think we all remember the 90s with all the hot girl phase, the bad girls, the Helenas, the Lady Deaths, the early days of Power Girl. DC wasn't shy about Power Girl for a long time. We remember the 70s Miss Marvel, the real Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And not the man-hating, ugly face Miss Marvel that is nowadays.
You know what I find interesting about Power Girl is that, its creator was Jerry Conway, who's the guy who's come out recently. And
oh, yeah, he's he's condemning and throwing stones at everything he can. Like, whatever. He made his money in comics a long time ago, so he could care less about trashing anything that's going on in comic books nowadays.
Yeah,
So.
and I think he was writing her with Wally Wood when they had the whole gag about hey, let's make them a little bit bigger every issue until somebody finally notices. And eventually Jeanette Kahn noticed and said, "Okay, I noticed. Cut it out."
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know that story, but yeah, that makes sense. So. Well, yeah, I mean, Power Girl had a long history with DC. Miss Marvel had a long history with Marvel, and there was no problem with sexier and up. Your audience was male teenagers mostly, or young adults, and now I mean, Comicsgate audience is mainly males that haven't matured past the level of 13, but might be like 43,
like or 54.
Yeah. Any age range, so age range, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, but
it's a little hard.
Yeah, Blue Bombshell is directly aimed at that audience, the non-mature adult male audience, for fun, for action. I describe it solidly as a kind of superhero sex comedy adventure. I think if you cross like the old American Pie movies or the National Lampoon movies with like kind of a Justice League Avengers type thing, that's kind of the blend I'm going for with Blue Bombshell. But a lot of comedy, a lot of boobs, a lot of action, some really good art, if I don't mind saying so myself. And,
well, I'll say it because it is. And the thing is that, obviously this is, I'm saying, obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the Blue Bombshell is sort of a reaction to the whole anti-bosom defeminization of the heroines in comics.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, people are scared to draw a sex. I mean, somehow Adam Hughes is kind of skating through, and J. Scott Campbell is skating through. Although J. Scott Campbell gets pot shots taken at him online. Somehow Adam Hughes has managed to avoid it. And those guys are two huge influences on me. They're two of my favorite artists. I try to emulate some of their styles because I'm kind of like a little bit of a style impressionist from time to time. I like to draw in like different artist styles. So, but like those two guys are a huge influence on me. And they're probably two of the few artists out there, definitely big name guys, that try to draw girls sexy anymore. And somehow they got grandfathered in at Marvel.
Yeah, you guys are okay.
Yeah, for all the SJW turmoil, I think there's still an occasion when Marvel wants to sell comics, and what do? They slap J. Scott Campbell and Adam Hughes covers on to any book that they really desperately want to sell, and then the rest of the stuff is just pretty much pure crap. So
because they know what controls marketing, and it's it's two side by side circles with a dot in the middle of each.
I would love to like get an honest answer from any editor, especially at Marvel, but just what the thinking is, because they've got this whole SJW vibe going on over there, the messaging in the comics, but then like when they like really want to promote something, they will put good artists on it. So it's like, this stuff isn't selling, but then when you want something to sell, you'll totally turn your back on that SJW message and like put the popular artists on there. So like, what's going on?
Sure. And if Amazing Spider-Man needs a boost, they'll put J. Scott Campbell or usually J. Scott Campbell on it.
Yeah, J. Scott Campbell covers. You'll get
and
Mary
it's not
Jane.
Spider-Man that he's drawing.
Yeah, you'll get Mary Jane and Spider-Gwen on the covers. Yeah. The J. Scott Campbell cover. And all of a sudden, boom, hey, there's a nice 20,000, 30,000 issue boost for that. Weird. I wonder why that happened. So
yeah, it's not like anybody's going to read it. They're just going to look at the cover and put it on a shelf.
Yeah. So,
well, looking at the characters you're drawing, they're obviously busty, but you haven't taken it to the extreme. I don't think they're large, but they're not like I'll never see that in my life. Large. They're not beach balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's like go on TikTok. Anytime you'll see a whole bunch of girls that look just like this. They exist out there. For some reason, mainstream media has decided to stop putting them. I mean, when you used to watch commercials, there'd be beautiful girls in every commercial, beer commercials. Now it's like they're afraid to put them in because the whatever politically correct mob will come after them. But yeah, there's still beautiful women out there, and this is no different than that. So
Yeah.
It's like when you're trying to sell something, you sell something that nobody else is doing. It's there's still an audience for it, and that's kind of what I'm doing with this. Is like nobody's doing these books anymore, but they're still popular. There's still an audience for this, people that want this. So it's worked out really well. I mean, I'm not even a week in. I'm at 12,000.
Yeah,
150 plus backers. So I might be onto something here. I'm not sure.
You might have tapped into a vein.
Exactly.
Let's see. What is it that we're not allowed to have this decade? Is it drink?
Yeah.
Let's open a speakeasy. Oh, it's
Yep, exactly. Yep. Give the audience what they want that nobody else is giving to them, and so it's a pretty simple concept, but it usually works pretty well. So pretty happy with how it's turned out. Got a shout out from Ethan Van Skyver this week. He checked out the Blue Bombshell. He had already checked it out, but he brought it up on his show and said it was the funniest thing he had seen. So that was kind of cool hearing him say that. So it's getting a lot of people's attention, which is a good thing. You want the word to get out on it. You want people to know about it. So like all those things are like a real feather in the cap and a real boost to the campaign. So couldn't be happier with how it's going.
Absolutely. Well, I've got the video downloaded. I found out that downloading videos off of YouTube and playing them from within StreamYard
works
is a lot better than trying to share it off the screen. So
insider tricks right there.
Yeah, right there.
Maybe you've done this once or twice.
A couple of times now. This way, I found out you just got to find a place to pirate YouTube videos and then steal them. Before I get over there, I want to hit the chat just one more time. Mike Walters is reminding us that his show, The Mic Stand, is going to be coming up on the next hour. He's going to be covering the Nick Rekieta interview with Vic Mignogna last night, which didn't ruffle a lot of feathers, but it restirred that old controversy again, revealing some stuff. And Mr. Yanafui, of course, is with us because he loves women, and we all love women.
Exactly.
So
I didn't learn to draw them this well by not liking them.
That's right. Yeah, if you draw what you like, and thank you for that.
Long hours of arduous study.
Well, let's take a look at the video here and see what we can discover about the Blue Bombshell and the world she lives in.
Dive into adventure with the Blue Bombshell alongside her superhero teammates, the Superiors. With her amazing super strength, she only wishes the seams on her costume were as strong, especially against enemies like Murderer's Row, as she faces off against the world's most dangerous villains. The Blue Bombshell is an all-out action and scantily clad adventure. Danger, intrigue, and a whole lot of skin. Don't miss the Blue Bombshell.
That plays much more smoothly.
Yes, and 100% does.
There's no frame rate loss or anything.
Yeah, when you try and play it off the Indiegogo pages, you get it, but you get it like skipping and this. Yeah, that's way better, definitely.
I'm going to do that from now on.
Yeah, I think I'll recommend everybody do that. Yeah, and Mr. Yanafui, he hit the nail on the head. That's what I was just going to say. I was a huge Justice League fan from the Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis days when Kevin McGuire was the artist on it, and then Ty Templeton took over, and then Adam Hughes took over. All fantastic artists, but it was old Bwahaha days with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, Guy Gardner.
That's exactly what we're seeing here, I think.
Well, no, not exactly. But totally original, different characters there. That is the Purple Torpedo on the left, and that is Star Blaster on the right. Original, different characters. So, just to be clear on that.
Just to be clear on that, yes.
Inspired, just solely only inspired by the old Justice League. I was a huge fan of the humor of that book, the kind of goofy antics that Booster and Beetle would get into, Guy's personality, which now you realize is like this is how liberals see Republicans or conservatives. That's how they wrote Guy. So he was one of the few heroes out there that like actually kind of, it's like, yeah, I kind of get where Guy's coming from. So, but those were fun comics for me.
My favorite scene looking back with Booster and Beetle. Remember when they had they were trying to make money on the island resort of Kui Kui Kui?
Kui Kui Kui, yes.
Yeah, and
an ingenious plan as it
yes.
ever was.
And it all blows up in their face, and when they're getting ready to go home, there's this scene where Max and Booster, or not Max, Booster and Beetle are talking on the beach.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta go home and face the music with Max." And Booster says, "Oh, great! I can't wait for Max to shoot me in the head." And Beetle's like, "Oh, come on, Max would never do that." And then, of course, it's not 5 years later that Max.
Oh yeah, it was a while later, but Dan DiDio took that one to heart. So.
Yeah, that was like, as soon as we saw Jason Todd was dead in The Dark Knight Returns, it's like clock's ticking. He's got to die somewhere.
Yeah, I think that was the specific, because that was which Crisis thing was that? Was that?
That was Countdown.
Countdown. Okay, yep, that's right. And I think all those were the Dio-led stories where he kind of had like, let's kill this guy off, or let's have Dr. Light rape elongated man's wife, or let's turn Wally West into a murderer. Like that was like Dan DiDio is like kind of the master of let's come up with a really bad idea and then like make our summer crossover all about that.
Oh, so yeah, and of course the what group does she belong to?
Who?
In the Blue Bombshell?
Oh, the Superiors.
The
yes.
Superiors, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Superior headquarters, they do keep the air conditioning on high.
Yeah. The Superiors headquarters, also known as the Superiority Complex.
Oh, I love it. That's a great name. So
yeah. So yeah, no, AC's on high. It's warm outside, so
absolutely.
And those costumes are tight fitting. I don't do that. I don't do the rubber. Textured rubber like the movies. Those are all whatever the material is of yoga pants that you can basically see through. That's what most of the girls' costumes are made out of. So try to keep it as realistic to life as possible.
There's a special place in heaven for the man who invented Lycra.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got it just writes itself. Let's take a look at these perks.
Absolutely.
So you got what, 3 different covers here that people can invest in?
three variant covers. You can get either one, the first one or the second one, cover A or cover B for $25 there. This is kind of my attempting at an Adam Hughes style. The other one's my attempting at a J. Scott Campbell style. Like I said before, I'm huge fans of those guys. I do have an adult variant here. The adult variant will not be censored when it's in print. Those I think start out at the $100 adult loot box level. So at the $100 loot box level, you can also get the adult variant with the other 2 variants there. So those are the 3 different variant covers. Down just a little bit then. So at the 125 level, you also get the adult art sketchbook included with that. So a lot of character designs, a lot of pinups, more adult art, adult sketches and stuff in there. Just kind of like fun extras, a lot of pinups and stuff of all the girls
down the
on the
pictures
team
here,
there.
I missed all the little tiers over here to the side.
No problem.
So yeah, A and B, $25. Get them together.
Both covers with that one.
And then, of course, the loot boxes, both covers, and trading card sets.
Yep, you got a trading card set with it, so you'll see all the different characters in the along with the Blue Bombshell. I've got Sister Power. She's the black girl with the afro. You guys might be familiar with her brother, Sweet Christmas.
Oh,
So yeah, a little nod to that. She has her partner in crime, Karate Girl. So Sister Power and Karate Girl are usually out there fighting street crime. But yeah, she's another one of the main characters in here. If you scroll up a little bit, I'll go through the different girls on the team there.
Sure.
Yep, right here is good. So yeah, Sister Power there on the left of Blue Bombshell. On the right is Liberty. And she's kind of our patriotic hero. On the upper right corner there is Cheerleader X. She's just a normal, everyday, hot cheerleader girl who got radioactive spaceship crash landed on the football field and killed everybody, including the lead quarterback that she was making out with in the back of a car. They all got annihilated, but only Cheerleader X survived and had superpowers. So that's kind of her origin story. On the upper left there with the white hair, that's Titanium, and on the lower right in the orange, that's Astro Girl. So together they're Titanium and Astro Girl. They can abbreviate their titles a little bit there.
Yeah, they're a team up.
Yep, exactly. And over on the far left there, that's Emerald. She kind of has emerald powers and a nice rack. So that's that's her origin story.
All the pictures I've seen of Cheerleader Girl make me wonder: did she cut out like a yellow C from construction paper and just stick it on? Because
I think she might have just taped that on her there herself.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem to conform to the cloth whenever I see it.
No.
And it wouldn't look right if it did.
It's like that hard plastic Superman S that doesn't bend. When the Brandon Ruth had the worst one, where he had the little tiny one, and it looked like he was like wearing a medallion around his neck.
Yes. Oh man, I really, really liked Brandon Ruth.
Yes.
As Superman.
There was some parts of him that were great and perfect, and then other parts was like, what were they like? Yeah. There was stuff wrong with it and stuff that was really good. Like
the movie itself, I didn't care for.
What's that?
The movie itself, I did not care for.
Oh, the movie was god awful. But he could have been a good Superman. But that plot, that story.
Well, yeah, the whole thing of like, they've looked through a telescope and they see life where Krypton was. I better go there. I'm like, first of all, my Superman is smart enough to know that light travels at 186,000 miles per second, and that Krypton was light years away, and that anything they're seeing probably happened before he was born, let alone before the planet exploded.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing there. And secondly, he would never leave a single pregnant Lois alone to get married and raise his child without his.
It was stupid on so many levels, and the fact that they tried to now with all the stuff against Kevin Spacey now, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to say next. Is like Kevin Spacey was the perfect pick for Lex Luthor as the villain to play, like as an actor. Kevin Spacey personally apparently is a piece of garbage, but like his acting, like that was the right role for him. But then to try and tie it into the old movie, the original Chris Reeves, and I'm forgetting the actor, the legend who played the original Lex Luthor. Gene Hackman. So yeah, they and I mean the same with Man of Steel. They screwed up. So it's like it is not that hard to write a Superman movie, but these guys butcher it every opportunity they get. It's just ridiculous.
It's apparently very impossible to find someone to play Lex Luthor properly too.
Oh yeah, what's his face? What's his face was a horrible choice. Like literally, he should have played him like how he played Zuckerberg. Like that would have been a better Lex Luthor. Like he played him like he was the Joker in the Superman and Man of Steel.
Michael Rosenbaum did a great job as Luthor on Smallville.
Oh yeah, but he was never going to play him in the movies.
Well, I did hear an interesting rumor tidbit, something about the Man of Steel movie with the way that Luthor was done there. Apparently, and I haven't sourced this myself yet, but apparently that Luthor was not this world's Luthor. It was like the Luthor of Earth 3. And there was supposed to be a scene in there that showed that our Luthor was locked up somewhere and was trying to get out.
Oh, I haven't heard that one at all.
But it's all leading up to this whole Flashpoint multiverse kind of thing, which hopefully they'll use as a big reset button.
Well, at this point, I'm not being optimistic about anything.
Yeah.
Like the Shazam movie looks hopeful. Flashpoint looks. I mean,
well, yeah.
I'm not. I'm going to set my expectations so low for Flashpoint. I mean, they threw Michael Keaton in there, I think, just to try and get some good word of mouth from fans. But like, nobody is interested in watching that actor play the Flash. First of all,
no, not really.
Like after the Justice League movies, like nobody gives a shit about the Flash or that actor playing the Flash. The Supergirl fiasco or Superwoman or whatever she's supposed to be. Like, and I mean, they shouldn't have let those pictures get out because she looked terrible. Like to me, she looked exactly like the kid from Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like, I think it's the haircut, but like either their brother and sister or like they're twins separated at birth or something. But
and I guess she's supposed to be the Supergirl who appears in the future in
I'm sure she's some
Injustice?
alternate. Yeah, I'm sure she's some alternate reality or future thing or something. But at this point, I mean, the Snyderverse is over. I don't really care about that stuff because all this stuff's going to get reset,
of course,
or it's just going to peter out into nothing. I just saw James Gunn when the trailer for Suicide Squad came out. That even James Gunn said he wasn't sure what Superman they were referring to when he got shot by the kryptonite bullet by Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's nice. So you're like, now you're distancing yourself from the Henry Cavill Superman, not even knowing what the next Superman's going to be with the J.J. Abrams Superman movie. So it's still just such a mess that it's like.
It's a shame when the better superhero stories and costumes come from Axel Braun. Who does all the parodies of them.
Yeah. No, I mean, literally the cosplayers in the porn movies have better costumes.
Yeah. So yeah, you should send a comp copy of Blue Bombshell to Axel Braun. See if he'll make a movie out of it. That
is not the worst promotional idea I have ever heard of. Yeah, you might be onto something there, definitely.
Well, spending other people's money is what I do.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So you can get both the covers for $50.
Yep.
The loot box is the trading cards and 3-color prints. Are they going to be? If I scroll down, will I see the prints?
The prints aren't on here yet. Bring on the bad girls. Will be one of the prints here with some of the bad, the villains. Blue Bombshell's arch enemies. Right there in the front is the pink pussy cat, and to the left there is Fetish with the green hair, and to the right is Bloodthirsty. So some of the bad girls shall be facing off. Speaking of some of the, you might enjoy this. Speaking of some of the Blue Bombshell's arch enemies, if you want to scroll all the way to the bottom, I had this retro. Might take a little bit more.
There we go.
Retro cover from the 70s Blue Bombshell, where she faces her greatest arch enemy. When comes the tromboner? This is his origin story. Can the Maiden of Might handle the Maestro of Music's deadly pocket rocket? Just wait and see. So,
is this going to be another alternate cover, or is this just a print?
This will probably end up being like a print or like an extra in the art book, something like that. This one was just for fun. I've had that name sitting around for a while to use, so this is the perfect opportunity for it.
You've got to. Yeah, it's a great Kirby-esque tribute there. I mean,
I stole some pieces. Some of that is my own. Some I stole, but yeah, the phallicness of the missile and riding it, blasting her right in the ass is just a little too perfect to pass up. So,
oh yeah. So, do we have different power sets here, or are they just really super strong?
Well, in the Superiors, the Blue Bombshell is second only to Titan, who's kind of my, Superman-esque type character. They're in the white cape. So she's up there at like a Superman level type strength, but she's like one of the leaders of the team. So yeah, she's definitely up there power wise.
Okay.
And then I would say Purple Torpedo and Star Blaster, not quite on that level. Titanium probably is. Well, right there, you can see how strong she is.
Yeah, she's lifting.
That's a lot of weight.
And she's not even flexing to do it. So
no.
And at some point, they end up in the Ravaged Land.
The Ravaged Lands, exactly. Yep.
Got to say it correctly.
A lot of original stuff here. This is my take on all the fun stuff that I'd like to draw, and my version. But a lot of fun nods to stuff that everybody knows from comics. Everybody who's a fan of comics. There's going to be a ton of jokes in here, a ton of nods to things that you're going to be familiar with,
and it's going to make you remember good times.
Exactly.
So nothing wrong with something reminding you of something that made you happy.
Like my comics are made to have fun, and they might be poking fun at like nostalgic memories or stuff from the big two, but like there's gonna be some chuckles in there. There's gonna be like, oh, did he really do this? And you're gonna groan and laugh at the same time, kind of. So, yeah.
So how many pages of fun are we going to get with this book?
48 pages, full color, at the $200 level, which I just turned into the feature perk right now because that's been so popular. With the $200 level, you're going to get a 14-page digital backup story of the Blue Bombshell. This is going to be even more graphic. There's going to be tons of nudity in the regular print comic. If you want that little extra, shall we say, the digital reward is going to give you that. And then you're going to get everything. You're going to get all 3 variant covers. You're going to get the art book, the adult art book. There's going to be, I think, 3 regular color prints, 3 adult color prints. You're going to get the trading card set. And then you're also going to get 2 sketches, 1 regular and 1 adult original art sketches from me with that. So that's where you're getting everything. That's the most bang for your buck right there.
Wow. So two original sketches right there is worth the $200 really.
Yep. Wow. 2 original sketches from me. So, and 1, like I said, 1 adult, 1 original. And like the 14-page digital backup story is going to be a lot more fun. It's like it's going to be fun in the print book, but it just kind of ratcheted up a little bit for that $200 reward, a little bit extra for everybody. So
did you you had to limit yourself. You had only 48 pages and so many possible villains that could be coming into this. Who did you have to weed out? And what were there, like, let's say this person?
No, I don't weed stuff out. I cram more stuff in.
Okay.
Like the 13th Reich, Murderer's Row, Bloodthirsty. There's a character called Space Ape who's like a 4-armed alien ape. There's a Raptor who's kind of a dinosaur man. The main villain has this giant kind of Kirby-esque robot where like I like aping Kirby. Like I love aping styles, and sometimes aping Kirby is the most fun. So like I drew this insane giant like Kirby robot that comes out and attacks Blue Bombshell and Star Strike, and I tried to make it as Kirby-esque a page as I possibly could just because I love that stuff. So I don't weed stuff out. I don't edit stuff out. I try and figure out how I can like shove more stuff in. So like, yeah, she's got a big rogues gallery, and there's going to be more of the rogues in the digital story too. But yeah, I'm just more villains for her to fight.
I wanted to have a villain kind of like Batroc the Leaper.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how he would always all he did was kick because Sabat was his thing. Yeah, I wanted to have a villain called Scissor Kick.
Scissor Kick. That's not bad. So she does have a villain called the Vibrator. It's kind of like, like Avalanche should have those vibrational powers, or so yeah, she does have that. So he's a menace, but for some reason, Blue Bombshell loves fighting him.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, he's broken loose again. I gotta go get him.
So yeah, I'm always looking for ways to add more stuff to it. Definitely.
Yeah, and to be clear, even though there are adult covers, this is an adult interior book. So
Well, there'll be nudity in the print book for sure. The interiors of the book will have nudity, and
so these are probably interior shots right here, interior panels.
Yeah, the stuff from the interior. Yeah.
Okay.
Like in the video where she was lifting the weights, like when she goes to lift the weights, like the whole reason is because Dr. Duplicate had created a new costume for her because she keeps having this reoccurring problem of wardrobe malfunction while she's fighting bad guys. That's kind of her biggest main problem. So when she lifts the weights, Dr. Duplicate's new costume for her doesn't quite hold. And, there's an explosion of fabric. So that's a reoccurring theme throughout the comic. So, the print book will contain what's yeah.
So this is the sketchbook, and pretty obvious what's going to happen here.
Subtle nod. So like this would be my subtle nod to the old JLA covers that Kevin McGuire would always do.
Oh yeah. And,
I just classed it up a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know who the guy in the back is, but you can tell he's kind of like, this doesn't faze me at all.
The girls know how to sell books. Let's just
I was going to say, it's not like they didn't bust out this time. They're like, lifting the, show the goods.
I thought I did a pretty good job of the eye roll, like facial expressions on some of them. So
yeah, and obviously
that's really they got Purple Torpedo and Star Blaster's attention there. So
yeah, absolutely, and that's what Maguire was really good at, was the facial expressions.
He was a master.
They were exaggerated, and it was like nothing you'd ever seen in comics before. It had a lot of detail in it.
He was the master at that. I loved his art. I loved Ty Templeton. I love Adam Hughes. Those are like three of my top 10 artists, like those guys, and they just followed each other on Justice League. So yeah, that was a huge influence in me. I love that book. Wish there was more stuff like that around today. So that's kind of part of the reason I'm making this book, is kind of a really lowbrow homage to that type of stuff.
Now this is only 6 days old, so you're definitely in your first 30 days here.
Yeah, this is the first 30 days. Yep. So we'll do a 30-day campaign. We'll do the closeout because it kind of gets you a boost right there, and then we're going to do another 30-day. So this will end up being a full 60-day campaign. We'll see where it's at, and I'll decide about in demand. But yeah, for sure, we're going to run that 30-day and 30 days. So want everybody to have a chance to jump on board with this and run around and promote it as on many shows as possible, and do, get the word out to Comicsgate as much as possible. Comicsgate has been good to me these last 2 years, and I definitely appreciate it.
Well, they're definitely being good here. I was going to ask how does this compare with Pirate Queen and Sea Dog and Codename Killswitch as far as the crowdfunding is going?
Like the how things are moving along.
Yeah, the dollars.
Okay, sure. Our first Sea Dog was slower than this. Like when me and Mark did the first Sea Dog book, there was a couple of things we probably missed out on, like for promotion, especially pre-launch promotion. Right now, I would say, and like my memory is hazy because as you're going through the campaign, you're looking at the numbers, but you're not always remembering how far into the campaign. I would say this is doing better than the second Sea Dog. I would guess it's probably right in there with what Pirate Queen did.
Okay.
Kind of along the same give or take, I would say this is about where Pirate Queen was at. But don't quote me on that, because you hit 10,000 and like that's a big marker, and you hit 15,000, you hit 20,000. Those are big markers. But if you ask me when I hit 10 or when I hit 15, like was it a week into the campaign or 2 weeks in?
Oh yeah. Well, I just didn't know that like had it already exceeded certain levels. Like I know Pirate Queen closed at 31.
Yeah, it may be exceeding Pirate Queen right now. I couldn't tell you for sure. It wouldn't surprise me if it is, but I'd say it's right at that Pirate Queen level. So, I mean, if it does, I'll be ecstatic if it does anything close to what Pirate Queen did, or Sea Dog 2. I mean, those are both very successful campaigns.
Yeah, it's definitely on track for Pirate King. Pirate Queen closed at 20,000, and it's still at 31,000 while it's in the demand. Oh, it's out of demand, so it's finished.
Yeah, it's at the printers now. That Pirate Queen's going to be shipping anytime here.
That's
I'm
waiting for my copy.
I'm drawing the sketches right now for the $200 backer rewards and sending those out to Mandy. So those are going to be in the mail. So yeah, I'm stoked about that. And this book right here, a lot of this book is finished. This book is going to ship before the end of the year.
I was going to ask, that was my next question, was how much is finished. And it looked like a lot just from the clips.
Yep, I've got a lot of this book done already. This is stuff that I've kind of been working on the side while I finished other stuff. So yeah, like if everything works out right, people have 4 Comicsgate books from me before the end of the year. The first Sea Dog, the first Pirate Queen, the second Sea Dog, and then Blue Bombshell. These books will all be done and shipped out, because Mark's taking care of the shipping for Sea Dog, Mandy's taking care of the shipping for Pirate Queen, and I'll be shipping Blue Bombshell myself. That's kind of the nice thing with working with people, is you can kind of divvy up tasks, and shipping is it's logistics, so it's a little different than just putting the book together. But yeah, I want these books to be out to everybody in their hands, hopefully by the end of the year.
I am more than familiar with shipping and logistics, Clint.
Yep, I know. Yep.
That's my thing.
Yeah, you know what's going on there. So
absolutely. So I would guess that just by the nature of the story you're telling, that it's going to have an ending at the end of the book, but it's going to be the kind of thing where you can go on and do other ones.
Exactly. Yeah, without a doubt. Blue Bombshell. It's classic old school comics. You get a wrap up, but then you maybe get a little bit of a, not cliffhanger, but a like what's coming next kind of thing.
Yeah. With the old comics, there was a springboard.
Exactly.
The main story is done, and the Fantastic Four return to the Baxter Building. They're like, I can't. Wow, boy, I'm glad that's over. I can't wait to soak in a hot tub, and I'm going to go get myself a hamburger.
Actually, that fits right in with Blue Bombshell. I mean, there should be some hot tub action.
Of course, I wasn't even thinking about that. But then they get into the laboratory, and there's just the word balloon.
There's the molecule man.
Yeah, and they're like, not you. It can't be.
Exactly. Now, there's actually that's. I would say that's definitely what this looks like. So without giving away too much, but yeah, I want to do a lot more stuff with these characters. I've got an endless supply of stories to tell with these characters, and with the superiors too. They'll be definitely when I do the Blue Bombshell and the superior stories will definitely be separate. Blue Bombshell will have this kind of tone. Superiors is kind of my straightforward, like if I was drawing the Justice League, if I was drawing the Avengers, like that's a little bit more straightforward superhero, no nonsense, no nudity. Like that's my Avengers, my Justice League type comic book for sure. That's one that I've got for down the road that I am hoping to do as long as, I can be somewhat successful with these books. So,
yeah. So when and if, or let me just say when you do the superiors, will Blue Bombshell be in the group? She's in the group.
She's in the group. She won't be a focus. She'll be like a side character, definitely. There's it's you have the rotating cast of the Avengers or the Justice League, and side stories. One of them is like the lead, but then when you get to the main story, it's like it's Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, and then maybe you sprinkle in a little Scarlet Witch and the Vision or something like that. So yeah, the superiors will definitely focus on the main core of the group. And then, characters from this are almost kind of like, the side characters for the superiors and vice versa with the Blue Bombshell. So two different tones to those comics, definitely.
So what's the story actually going to be like? I mean, because you can get by with a one shot where, the running joke is everything I do, I lose my costume.
Yeah.
That gets old real fast if you try to do a second or third issue.
That is part of this is straight. The plot is straightforward superhero comics. There's villains. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what's the best way to describe it. It's classic superheroes. The villains are trying to take out the bad guys. They all got enemies. They've all got grudges against them. The best way to attack superheroes is attack them in their headquarters.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. And with Murderers Row is teamed up specifically for this. It's like the hired thugs to take out the good guys. And I mean, they kind of catch them with their pants down.
So they have problems with their wardrobe too.
Yeah. And like I said, Titan is the strongest member of the superiors, but Titan gets taken out. So it's kind of dropped into Blue Bombshell's lap to take the lead of what's left of the team to face off against this. There's a not a MacGuffin, but there's a plot point here where Dr. Duplicate has created this kind of cosmic energy engine, and at the same time, the superiors are under government review. It's they're kind of they're not a government agency, but they're tied in with the U.S. government, so they periodically have to go under review. So all this is kind of happening at the same time. The shit hits the fan, as it were, and responsibility and leadership drops to the Blue Bombshell to kind of lead the team, stop the bad guys, protect the headquarters, save the cosmic engine machine, and a lot of stuff going on at once. And God damn it, if her seams don't just keep breaking at the miserably wrong time, each time. So that's just kind of a little preview. Like I said, I like to throw everything in the kitchen sink in there, and it's nonstop. There's action on every page. You kind of jump on board right in the middle. The plot gets going, and kind of a roller coaster ride there on after. So.
I had a thought, and then it just kind of escaped me. I hate when that happens. I've got to start locking these things down. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a lot of fun. This looks like something that I would have no problem backing at all. And obviously, 154 people haven't had a problem backing. I mean,
no,
I've seen campaigns completely finish with 150 some odd backers.
Yeah, no, I'm very stoked about and I mean, I'm not even to the end of our first week yet, so I'm glad the word's getting out there. I'm glad fans are interested in this. I'm glad Comicsgate is interested in this, and yeah, I want to do the rounds. I want to do everybody's show so they at least know about the book and can give it a look, and hopefully when people give it a look and I tell a little bit about what's going on and you see the art, people will be interested. And that's really all you can hope for. But yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. And just have fun with comics, stuff that just not a lot of this stuff is out there anymore. Everything's takes itself way too seriously. And you want some escapism in comics. You want some fun. You want some action adventure, and you want some pretty girls. And, this has it all in spades.
It kind of reminds me of when Penthouse Comics had their.
That's the other. I would say this is the old Bwahaha Justice League mixed with Penthouse Comics, because that was another thing I was a huge fan of. So I'm glad everybody's seeing my influences. Hurricane, Adam Hughes, and the Hurricane. I love those comics. Yeah, I was a huge fan of that. It was too bad that didn't last longer, but I'd heard stories about It was one of the upper dudes in Penthouse, and he was like into comics. And so he hired all these guys and was giving them, like, for the time, outrageous page rates to draw all this stuff.
Oh, I bet.
And I mean, it was Adam Hughes, Kevin McGuire drew some of the stuff.
And it was a quality production.
They're beautiful, beautiful looking books. And I've got them somewhere. And God, if you think I could find them anymore, I mean, it was probably a couple house moves ago, and they're in some dumpster landfill.
I would say, have you looked between the mattress and the box spring? Because that's where I kept mine.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like that was fun, silly stuff. Action adventure with a lot of humor in it and really good art. And yeah, that was a big influence too, definitely.
So where are you lined up for people to find you next?
Tomorrow, like for shows.
Yeah.
Right now, tomorrow night, I'm doing Jimmy Reyes' show. I think at 6 p.m. Eastern time. If Mandy's doing a show, I usually pop in there if she's got room. I haven't talked to her yet, so she might be promoting other people's stuff. This weekend, I don't have anything lined up yet, so if anybody's got a show out there wants me to come on, but usually on the weekends, like I'll jump on one of the bigger shows and do some super chats just to promote the book. That's always a good way to get the word out. Oh, and sure. Then next week I'm just starting to line up stuff now. So,
well, this Sunday at 8:00 Eastern, 8:00 my time, 9:00 Eastern, I'll be hosting the last segment. I can't say last hour because it could go longer than that, but the last segment of CromCon over at Pops Van Zant's channel.
Okay.
So if you want to be part of that, I can squeeze you in. I got room for at least one more.
Sunday. That's Sunday night. What time?
8 Central.
8 Central. Yeah. Let me know. I won't promise anything for sure because sometimes on the weekend the wife is like, "You done?" She I'm not sure she completely understands the YouTube shows. No. So
show her the 5.
Yeah. Yeah. That helps.
Yeah,
that makes it clear.
It's like you're drawing boobs, you're drawing superheroes, you're drawing characters. Like I'm drawing fans, and I'm drawing a check.
No,
that's what I'm drawing. What I'm drawing is a check.
No, my wife's awesome. She doesn't. The boobs don't bother her at all. She thinks the comics are funny, and she like that doesn't faze her. But yeah, the dollar signs, that's the really only thing that matters.
Absolutely. So, she sees the dollar signs and everybody else opens the book and they see.
This.
There you go. Perfect.
I very seldom get a chance to use that. And I
buy stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I should have used it like 5 or 6 times by now as we kept scrolling the pictures up. So one thing I haven't done yet is reloaded it. So let's, this is where I embarrass myself and say, I've done nothing for you.
No worries.
Everybody who's I've done nothing for you.
No, it's just a matter of getting the word out there, really, and doing all the shows. And also with a lot of the YouTube shows, it's like viewers aren't always live. I know how that goes. Especially I'm on Mandy's show a lot. But yeah, you'll do the show and then you'll look at the views in the morning. And it's like, oh, geez, everybody watched it overnight.
Yeah, the replays is where it comes in. And if you're watching this on the replay, and if you're watching it now, by the way, the link that we're showing you here is right down there in the description. It's the very first line. You could have clicked it anytime during the show. It wouldn't have taken you away. It opens in a new window. You could have backed the thing and still continued listening to all the news that's,
fit to print.
Yeah, we don't quite print it here, but, we would continue to titillate you with information about the Blue Bombshell and her friends. Her amazing Blue Bombshell and her amazing friends. That's not copyright.
Her amazingly bestowed friends. Yeah, yes. Definitely at least go check it out. A lot of fun artwork, a lot of the variant covers, some adult content, some nudity if you're into that stuff. I know I am. But just a fun comic, and give it a look, see what you think. If you like it, there's probably a backer tier there that you're interested in, and just go for it. Drop in there.
Yeah. Now I didn't see any stretch goals yet, and that's largely probably because
that'll be. Yep, and I'm kind of waiting to get past the first week. and see where things are at. I usually wait at least till things slow down for that stretch goal, thing. I've got some ideas. I've got a couple of things that I'm thinking about throwing out there for stretch goals. So there definitely are stretch goals planned, but I'm just kind of waiting at least past this first week to see where things are at.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a sticker right here. There's just die cut sticker right around her form.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
So we'll maybe we'll get together again before 60 days has passed and see what
for sure
you've decided to add on here. I'd love to have you back on, and I'll DM you about this Sunday. I won't put you on the spot and make you pick or choose. Now you gotta check your schedule. I get that.
I had to check with the boss.
Yeah, been there before. All right, so Clint, thank you so very much for endowing us with the presence of the blue bombshell and for creating it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad everybody's been as interested as they have been in my ridiculous sense of humor. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm ecstatic with the way the first week has gone. Thanks a ton for having me on. It's always just great to get on shows and talk comics, talk about your book, talk about what's going on in the pop culture, and then just hanging out with the chat and shooting the breeze. So I really appreciate being able to get on these shows and do this stuff. So thanks a ton.
You're very welcome, man. It's all about you on our show, and we thank you for the chat. If you want to keep abreast of this, go to the. They just keep coming.
Oh,
I didn't mean that one.
Never-ending supply.
Click on the little heart. If you're not going to back it tonight, click on the heart here so you can follow it and get updates to remind you when it's getting ready to close out, so you don't miss out. We definitely appreciate you guys being here. We don't have a show without you. Click the share. Again, not for me, but to put Clint's work in front of more eyeballs so he can get more backers.
Yep, I appreciate it.
And as always, folks, we just hope you had a blast.